Hello, I am Rahul and I welcome you to the Analytics Engineering Bootcamp course. I'm really excited that you have decided to join this course. Analytics engineering is one of the most sought out roles by employers recently. In this course, you will learn all the skills that are required to becoming an amazing analytics engineer. Let's start by understanding what an analytics engineer is. Role of an analytics engineer was born out of the shift from ETL to ELT approach, plus an adoption and advancements in the cloud technologies. What this means is that the data now lands to the data warehouse before it is transformed. Previously, data was extracted and transformed before it was loaded to the data warehouse. Because of this, most of the extract and transformed was handled by data engineers. Data engineers were responsible for infrastructure and the extract and transformation jobs. Now, the recent shift towards ELT, it allowed very technical data experts such as BI analyst, data analyst, or data warehouse developers to be fully in charge of data transformation jobs. Since they already have been working very close to the business and writing complex SQL queries, including identifying business logics, they have a very good understanding of business and the analytics. Traditionally, with ETL approach, if you wanted someone who can do all of this, you will probably need to find someone with a software engineering background who can also perform data analyst job. This is very hard to find. However, with the ELT shift, it is easier to find people with good SQL skills with a strong technical background who can bridge this gap. This is why an analytics engineering role is becoming very popular and much needed role for a company. Modern data project teams usually contain a minimum of these team members, and their personas and roles are described here. Data architect works closely with the subject matter experts, team members, and project managers, and takes a responsibility of designing and creating blueprints for the entirety of the project. Data engineers focus on building infrastructure, data pipelines, and handling data ingestions. Data engineers usually have skills in Python, Java, and other programming languages. An analytics engineer role is to handle data transformation and model that data so it is ready for use. They have expert knowledge in various data warehouse technologies such as BigQuery, Snowflake, Redshift. They also have a good understanding of OLTP systems as well as data modeling techniques, since their aim is to build the most performant data warehouse which can support business requirements. BI analysts, their role is to unlock business insights using business intelligence tools such as Looker, Data Studio, Tableau, and Power BI. Their focus is to apply business logic and to create a semantic model for reporting purposes. Then we have a project manager who is responsible for the successful delivery of the project on time. Here, analytics engineer sits at the intersection of the teams, almost as a bridge between technical and the business teams. Here are some of the skill sets that's required for analytics engineers. Please note that exact responsibilities and requirements of this role can be different from companies to companies, and this is by no means an exhaustive list. However, the first row here is the must-have skill for an analytic engineer. These are the skill sets that you will be using in your day-to-day activities. You'll be working with data transformations, debugging, or optimization of SQL codes, building and maintaining data warehouse, and building your data models. Second skill set here is something you should be aware of and try to improve over time. For example, data orchestration. This is usually handled by data engineers. However, you will need to know how to use the tool of your choice for your company in order to orchestrate your data models. Version control is a different one. It is here in the second list because you won't be doing advanced Git deployment strategies, as this is usually handled by the data team. However, you will be required to use this every day to version control your SQL and data models, so this is an important skill to have. Our third skill set, I categorize this as good to know, because it is unlikely that you will be writing Python code in your day-to-day job as an analytics engineer or to build CI/CD pipelines. Having some understanding of these skill sets and principles will certainly help you become a better analytic engineer. Now we understand the skills required for an analytic engineer. Let's have a look at some of the tools that you are likely to use daily as an analytics engineer. Now again, it really depends on what tools your company decides to adopt, but this list here should give you a starting point to explore further. You will notice that each skill set we mentioned previously translate to a set of tools. In order for you to do data transformation and data modeling, you are most likely to be using dbt with a combination of SQL and command line console or a terminal. As an analytic engineer, you are most likely to be working day to day using a modern data warehouse technologies such as BigQuery or Snowflake. You'll be expected to know various data modeling techniques such as Kimball or Data Vault. All the SQL code and models you've produced will be source controlled by using tools such as GitHub or GitLab. Once this data is available for use, it will be connected to a business intelligence tool for report building and self-serve BI purposes. This is not something you will be doing day to day, but having some understanding of these tools help better modeling. Same goes for Airflow and Dagster. These are the data orchestration tools you will not be managing, but you will be likely using this to perform data orchestration of your dbt models. Finally, we have Python, R, which are programming languages, and Apache Beam, which is used to create data processing pipelines, including batch and streaming processing. Google PubSub is an example of a messaging service for exchanging event data amongst applications and services. These are all data engineering focused tools. Having some or good understanding of these technologies and underlying concepts are important for an analytic engineer, as you will be the one who will act as a bridge between technical and business teams. Hopefully, by now, you have a better understanding of roles, responsibilities, and skill sets required to become an analytics engineer.